Hey, what's up, YouTube? I hope everybody can hear me. All right. I'm just doing a quick video today. Let me just set this up. So, all right. Quick backstory, right? When I was a kid, I was in foster care, and I was with this one family, and I thought that they were going to be the family that I ended up growing up with, right? Um, I was given the decision in third grade. I could live with this family, or I could go live with my aunt in Queens or whatever. But I wasn't too familiar. Hey, Naima, how you doing? So I wasn't too familiar. I wasn't too fond, I guess, of Queens, New York at the time, right? So I decided as a third grader, which is a choice a kid should never have, to stay with this foster family out on Long Island, right? And so I thought everything was kind of going good and great until one day I got into an argument with my foster mom, and she made the mistake of telling me that uh, that my mom was a crackhead, right? And so you got to remember, as a kid, our parents, especially our mom is like God, right? That's where we got our first nutrients. That's where we got our food from. We heard her voice while we were in her belly for 9 months. She's the one that came running every time we cried. So mom's our God, right? So to have this lady when I'm in third grade tell me that my real mom was a crackhead, it's like something inside of me just snapped, right? And I just, like, I no longer had no respect for this lady. This wasn't the family I was going to be with. And I literally called the social worker and said, no, I don't want to be here no more. I don't want to be with this family. I don't want to be around them. All right. And so I heard something today. I was watching a stream, and it was a guy talking to his kids, his teenage kids, right? And they were talking about money and going and buying clothes and stuff like that, and how expensive the clothes were and all that. And the boy um, said something about, "Oh man, I ain't never gonna do my kids like that. I can't wait to have kids, and I'm gonna spoil them and this and that." And the dad, he was trying to be like a wise ass about it. Oh yeah, you gonna have it like that, huh? And the kid was like, yeah, I'm gonna be rich. I'm gonna have it when I get older. I ain't gonna do my kids like this, make them wait and make them have to do chores to go get stuff. And the dad was like, oh, okay, yeah, yeah. And then he said something that triggered a thought in my head, right? This dude, uh, what did he say? I wrote down some notes, so don't mind me. But yeah, he said, the weight of the world crushed my dreams, right? Now he's telling this to his kid. So he's pretty much putting the idea in his head that it can't be done, right? Now the kid didn't even, at the time, the kid hadn't even mentioned, what's up, chef? How you doing, bro? So at the time, the kid didn't say how he was going to get rich. He didn't tell him exactly what appreciate you, bro. He didn't tell him what his plans were. All the kid said was, I'm going to be rich. I'm going to have money. Okay, I'm going to be a millionaire. That's what the kid was saying. It's a teenage kid, right? Young teenage. All right. And so it just made me think, like, I would never say something like that. I've never said nothing like that to my kids, that it can't be done, you know? And I look back at like what's going on in the schools today, right? I had all these thoughts and stuff that I wanted to talk about specifically, right? And then I come home and wifey tells me that my daughter had to take a test today. She's a teenager, she's a junior in high school. And they got these kids taking an autism test as a junior in high school. So imagine what that does to the psyche of a kid, right? To hear that it can't be done, right? Imagine she's about to be 17. Can you imagine somebody telling you you might be autistic, right? What does that do to the thought processes, right? You have all these dreams and goals as a kid. You know what I'm saying? We're looking to the future as kids. You know what I'm saying? We want to be president. Somebody might want to run in the Olympics, right? Somebody wants to be a football star. Somebody might want to own 20 McDonald's, whatever it is, right? But the minute somebody puts that little seed of doubt in your mind, It's always there. It'll fester in the background unless somehow that kid has to now fight through that, right, to get rid of it. He's always going to have that seed, right? When we're little, like, kids are the best problem solvers in the world. There is nothing a kid can't do. If you don't tell him he can't do it, if you tell a kid go figure it out, that kid is gonna go figure it out. He says, I want to build a tree house. You know what? The tree might be on the ground around, and my bad. The tree house might be on the ground, but it's gonna be a little fort that he built around the tree. That's his tree house. You know what I'm saying? In his mind, he got that tree house that he wanted. All right. But so to hear this guy today putting that seed of doubt in his kid's mind, man, it just made me feel a certain type of way. You know, I got 5 kids, you know, and I've never told them they can't do it, no matter what it is. My daughter said she wanted to be a veterinarian when she gets older. One of my kids says he wants to go save the animals from like the poachers and stuff. He wants to go to Africa and around the world where poaching is done and save those animals. You know, one of my sons said that. There was a time that you know, my son wanted to be a skateboarder, a professional skateboarder, and he worked on it, and he did a lot of contests and stuff like that, and he came close to doing that, and then he changed his dream, right? It's not that he couldn't do it, it's just the opportunities that he had in life, other opportunities came along. He started playing basketball in high school, right? And then he made the team. Then he made the varsity team. You know, so he changed up his goals and dreams and whatnot, you know. So right now, one of my sons is doing his rapping thing, right? He's making music. He's going to be doing streaming online with the video games and stuff like that. And I've never told him he can't do it. Now, I told him there are other things, as you know, I've always told them, as you get older, you're going to have more responsibilities and stuff like that you need to take care of in life. Right. But I would never tell a kid that you can't do something. Like, yeah, you're not allowed to do certain things. You know what I'm saying? No, don't jump off the top of the dresser, you know what I'm saying, and jump onto your little brother or sister or something like that. You know, yes, you're not allowed to do that. But I would never tell them that, no, you can't go be a professional wrestler. No, you can't be a martial artist. You saying, no, you can't be a magician. I would never tell them that. You know what I'm saying? Because what good comes from that? Right. So that's just it, man. It hit me today. Like when I heard that, and the dad said it. That's the thing that killed me. Was he said the weight of the world crushed my dreams. So that means that man quit. That man quit. Whatever he says got crushed. He told his kids that he quit. Anyway, that's the message I got. Right. And then I start thinking about it. Like, what kind of man is that? You know what I'm saying? When I was at war, I couldn't decide, you know what? Nah, I don't want to be in this war no more. There's bullets flying. I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? Nah. You know what I'm saying? When I was surfing, you know what I'm saying? The waves got big, whatever. I wasn't like, oh, nah. The wave's too big. I can't surf. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's just, I think the mentality, and to push that mentality onto a kid, that's one of the worst things you can do. You know what I'm saying? Because everything that's great in this world came out of somebody's optimism. You know, their thought that we can do this. And once you have that thought that you can do something, the next thought is, okay, now how do I do this? Right. And that's the stuff that we should be teaching each other and helping guys out with, and teaching the kids especially, you know. So now I got my daughter in there that I gotta tell her, man, don't listen to that. I gotta explain the brainwashing that the elites are trying to put out on the people to keep their power. Because that's all this is. All this media and all this crap that we see out there that we don't agree with, and most of us look at it and we're like, this is straight BS what I'm seeing on the TV. You know what I'm saying? The Love and Hip Hop, the what's the other one? The World Star. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why they put out these negative pictures to make people think that's the way it is, that's the way it's supposed to be, that's the only way it can be, and that keeps people down. It's a dirty brainwash, but the elites do that because if you keep the people down, they can't rise to power above them. they can't take their power away. Right. So like I had when I was in high school, something that made me think about this with the elites and whatnot. I had an economics teacher, and I had him all 4 years in high school on purpose. I took his classes. I only elevated through his classes. Right. Every year he would ask at the first day of class, he would ask all the kids, if you were president, what would be the first thing that you would do? And so everybody came up with their answers, right? So some people say, oh, I would lower taxes, or I'd get rid of taxes, or I would give everybody this, or I would do this for my people. I would do this, and I was in Hawaii. So we had a lot of immigrants. We had very few black people, but we had Samoans, Filipinos, and everybody has their different idea of their perfect world, right? Everybody gets a free house, everybody gets free medical stuff like that, because we all have family that's sick or something like that. So everybody was answering based on their needs in life, right? Everybody had that. Oh yeah, this can be done. This is what I would do if I ever become president. I'm going to do this. All right. And he had this smirk on his face, Mr. Ching. I'll never forget this man. Right. He had this smirk on his face, and he would look at us, and me being this little smart ass that I was like, Mr. Ching, what would you do if you was the president? And he went from a smirk. He was all like, he went from this to that big smile, right? And he looked at us, and he told us, I would get rid of free education. And we all looked at him like, what you talking about, Mr. Ching? You know what I'm saying? Like, how are we gonna learn if we get rid of free education? That's when his smile got big, and he raised up that, I can't do it. Let me see. Okay. Anyway, he raised up that eyebrow and he said, that's what I'm talking about. And so we thought about it. It's like, yeah, if you get rid of free education, you keep the people stupid. All right. And if you keep the people stupid, they can't take your power. Okay. This is why great leaders get killed. All right. That's why there's weird assassinations, JFK, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. People wonder why there's all these great people that get killed. Everybody that's loved by the people get killed off. Okay, there's a reason for that. The elites want to keep their power. All right. And so now they've figured out, how to start the brainwash at a much younger age. I got one daughter that she's in 6th grade right now, and they have this mandatory training that one of the other YouTubers today talked about. Nyla put out a little video about the mandatory sex ed and training and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand that sex ed has been a thing in our classes forever, right? Or going back to who knows how long ago, but that was 5th grade, 6th grade, right? Something like that. It just described what happens with the penis and the vagina of a man and a woman and where babies come from. And now they've turned it into this whole other thing that not all people agree with. It's not proven fact, right? But now it's a mandatory training. It's almost like taking a mandatory class saying that the world is flat, and then the next day taking a class that the earth is round, and this is how airplanes work. This is why airplanes can fly in a circle, right? So it's confusing to the kids. But what they're doing is they're keeping us confused so that we can't take their power, right? There's some people that know a whole lot of more ultimate truths that they'll never pass on to the people because they don't want us to take our power. So why in the world would a parent do that to their child? Just because you were a failure at something, because you didn't make it where you want to be, don't take that from the kids. Those guys are growing up in a whole new world that we didn't grow up in. It's already proven that the things that we thought would never be possible are happening. I'm talking to people around the world through a TV, through a computer, a monitor, through some wires. You know what I'm saying? But when I grew up, this didn't exist when I was a kid. Or if it did, only the Navy knew about it. Somebody let the secret out, and now all of us can do it. We can have full-on meetings. You can do education. We got a brother, I believe he's up in the Chicago, St. Louis area, who teaches kids around the world. He does classes. You know, kids that are want to do homeschooling and stuff like that because people want a different type of education for their kids. You know, we got all kinds of possibilities, and to hear an adult tell a kid that no, you can't do that. You won't be rich. I couldn't do it, so you can't do it. Man, get out of here with that. All right, especially if you're the parent. You're the first person that they trust. You're the person they trust the most. Unless you've been beating the snot out of those kids all their lives, they trust you with their lives. They trust your opinion. Okay? They take most of your words as fact. So it hit me a certain way because I got 5 kids. So it makes me think, if that man could tell his kids that, what are the teachers saying in the schools? You know, the kids already have to put up with a lot of other people out there, especially us minorities. We have it worse, right? Because there is no positive outlook for the minorities. All right, you got the president talking about the Mexicans. Blacks ain't never had a positive outlook in America. All right. You know, everybody talks about, oh, Asian women can't drive. Guess what? I was in Japan for 4 years. The only accidents I ever saw came from the American drivers. I never saw Japanese people get into an accident in Japan, and they got smaller roads. But we have people that talk like that. They have this negative outlook. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and end it real quick. Again, stop telling the kids whatever you messed up in life, take ownership of that and tell them, hey, look, this is what I did wrong. Okay. Don't do it this way. This is the way I did it. This is why it didn't work. Teach them to be better, to do better. Plain and simple. All right. All that negative crap, they don't need that. All right. Because they're the ones that are going to change the world. We got electric cars. We got cars that drive themselves. We got planes flying around the world. You can now go from New York to California in a few hours. What's the next thing the kids are going to build? Because these kids right now are the ones that are going to come up with the ideas. You know, we had our problems when we were younger, right? Our first world problems. Well, guess what? These kids, they have first world problems, and they're going to solve them. We need those kids to solve their first world problems. They're going to be taking care of us when we get older. Shit, some of us might end up living to be 150 thanks to one of these little kids that didn't get this negative input, this doubt blasted into their head. All right. So that's just a reminder. Some of y'all are parents. Some of y'all are going to be parents in the future. Please don't instill no doubt into your child's mind. All right. Tell them they can do it. You know what I'm saying? They can run faster. They can jump higher. They can throw further. All right. Don't put those negative seeds of doubt. They don't need that. They already have enough BS coming at them from the rest of the world. All right. Lead them kids to greatness. Lead your families to greatness. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end it with that. I want to appreciate y'all for coming through. Naima, Chef, thank you very much. I appreciate you. You know, go ahead and like and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? And when I come on, you know, chat with me. You know, if you got questions, I'm always here. If y'all have any questions, go ahead and throw it up. You know, I'll give you a few minutes or whatever if you got any questions. But yeah, if not, I'll go ahead and end it. And yeah, check out my social media and stuff. You know, I'm available. I'm all over the place. You can see down in the description. I got I'm on everything, and I put my name out there. You know what I'm saying? Like that way I can't be doxxed. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Look, I got a picture of wifey back there, a beautiful wifey. All right. But yeah, so y'all be good to the kids, man. Teach them right, and give them hope. You know, don't steal their hope when they're still children. That's not fair to them. That ain't right. All right. So all right, I'm gonna go ahead and get off my child simp mode. um I think friends are doing a YouTube stream, so I'm gonna go ahead and hop on that. I'll see y'all on the YouTube streets tonight. I want to stay home and just relax a little bit. Done working for the day. This week was rough, but I made it. All right. So I'm gonna get some relaxation in. And I hope y'all have a. Oh, what's up, RJ? How you doing, brother? All right. But yeah, hey, yo, I'm actually I'm getting off right now, man. But I was just talking about the kids, bro. I heard a stream today. Uh, and go ahead and listen back to it. I'll keep it short so that you can, if you want to watch it, um, check it out real quick. Yeah, I heard something today that just triggered a thought, brother. So I had to put it out there because it's something that happens more often than not. I don't think it's fair to the kids. So I wanted to put my message out there. All right. But yeah, y'all be easy. Have a good night. Be safe. Don't drink and drive. Call a Uber. Call a friend. All right. I'll see y'all on the next one. Aloha. How do I end this?